This is a Lexus LS500H. It's a 2018, and one of the best things I like about this car is that when you get in it, press the power button and you're greeted by the steering wheel going down into your position, the seat coming forward, and this whole beautiful light display that goes on over here. Even the beeps and bobs have a, there it is, has a beautiful soothing sound to it. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to give this a brief review. I'm going to take it for a point of view test drive. And if it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Sholly. I post these videos on used cars, sometimes new cars every other day. So feel free to subscribe and say something in the comments. Introduce yourself. Anyway, getting on with this car. This is the Lexus LS500. If you've been watching my videos before, you'll know I'm a big fan of Lexus. I'm going to put my seatbelt on, as some of the features only work when you have the seatbelt on. What I'll do is, I will start with the midsection, go to the left, the center, the right, the back seats, the boot, and then take it for a brief test drive and see how this is. This is point of view, so you see everything the way I see it right in front of me. Right, starting off with the infotainment system. You can control it over here. You've got some buttons, you've got the map, menu, and you've also got this touchpad, which as you touch and swipe along, it does move along up there, and it has a haptic feel. You feel it every time it moves onto something, and it makes a noise. This is the climate control. You can also control the climate from the buttons over here. But let's just go back to the infotainment system, because you can control quite a lot of things on this car just from this screen. For example, if you press this button over here, the seat button, up there comes up your seat options. Driver seat adjustment. If you use the touchpad, go to the right, and we'll start with, let's just take this part over here, which is that part of the seat. You know what, I'll do on the passenger side so that you can see what actually happens. Right, so we got that section there, which is this section over here. Now, if I keep my finger on that, you will see that this part, hold on one second. Yeah, this part over here is actually moving in. That's phenomenal. And then if I go to the outer section, it will open up. I'm not sure if that's coming through on the video, but when you do it yourself, you actually feel it. If I go to the driver's seat adjustment and I want to adjust that part of the seat, click on that, click on there, and I actually feel it over here wrapping around me. That's great. It just makes it all that more comfortable. Right, next on the list, if you go to menu, you can actually control everything over here. You have your media, the phone, radio, navigator, your setup, your climate, and we'll just stick it back on the climate because you can control everything from here as well. You got a 4-zone climate control, so that's the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and the rear seats. Right, let's move on. You go further down, you got the power button for the engine, your vents for your air conditioning and heating, your hazard lights. Right, you got a physical volume button and the radio on here. I got to tell you, this has got a Mark Levinson. This has got a Mark Levinson stereo. You got speakers everywhere, obviously in the doors and all the other areas you'll normally have speakers, but you've also got speakers up here and over there. There's another speaker. There's literally speakers everywhere. Behind the seats are speakers. Wherever you look around, there's a speaker. That's the Mark Levinson over there. There you go. Right, back over here you have the controls for the climate control, your fan speed, your off, your auto, and the temperature, front and rear windows. You've also got some shortcut buttons over here for your media, and your radio, and I'm not going to touch those because I'm not going to go into it on this video. Moving down, you've got the hold button, which is a fantastic option. It means that when you stop at, let's say, a traffic light, a red light, you push your foot on the brake, take your foot off, and it will hold, just like the handbrake is on. Moving on to the middle section, the quality is fantastic. It's strong, it's robust. You got this small little gear stick which has got this leather feel to it. To go into drive, you got to go push it to the right and push it back, and it's in drive. You want to go to reverse, push it to the right, go to reverse, and when you want to stop, Press the park button and it goes into park. Then you got your touchpad, which we spoke about before. We have this beautiful cup holder section with a 12-volt socket inside. Beautiful veneer wood. It's a little bit scratchy, but it's okay. Right, armrest, big, white, soft leather. You can open it on two sides. You have the option on, if you're a passenger, you can open it from there, and on the driver's side you can press that button and it opens up to reveal a nice big storage area. Two USB sockets, AUX, 12 volt, a bolt, I'm not sure what that's for, and then you have just different storage sections, and everything feels nice. It just feels comfortable. It's felt, so things won't slap around in here and slide around and make a whole rattle. Right, let's just talk about the quality over here for a minute. You got leather everywhere, soft touch, plush leather, stitched by hand. And it's stunning Japanese stuff. This is just quality. I really love Lexuses. I think they're great. The quality continues everywhere, in the doors, and on the armrests. The seats are soft plush leather. I mean, everything, even down here, it's not cheap plastic. It's quality materials. They did not go cheap on this Lexus. They did not cut corners. You have a glove box over here. Press the button. It's a decent size. You've got door bins. You got memory seats on the doors, and you have obviously electric windows, electric foldable mirrors. Yeah. Going down in this door again, you got some storage. It's not that big to be honest, but you do have a lot of storage in other areas in this car, so it definitely makes up. The view button over here is quite an interesting button. If you press it, it actually monitors your surround, uses all the cameras so that it monitors exactly where you are, and it will come to a stop in a second. And what that does is you see everything around you. Fantastic. Look at that. Look at that, I'm driving. This is showing what's in front of me. Brilliant. Over here is a little storage area. When I used to have my Lexuses, I used to keep my coins in there. It's a nice little spot. You can open your fuel cap down there and the boot over there. Right, let's move over to the steering wheel and the cockpit. Now, let's start with this button up here. It's currently in Eco mode. You see Comfort Eco? You got normal, custom, and Sport Plus. If I go down, it will go to Comfort mode, which is regular, normal mode. Swipe it up, you go into Sport mode, and the whole thing lights up red. And you go into Sport Plus, it's still red, but it does change a few more things, which I'm not going to go into detail in this video. You have to, if you push this button, it actually switches off the traction control, but let's keep that on for this video. Put it back into Eco mode, because Eco I find is the quietest mode, especially for recording. The steering wheel, leather, light steering. It just feels so nice. It feels so nice, this wheel. I absolutely love it. I love Lexus. This button over here controls your steering assist. It makes it active. You press it and it turns it off. This button is for your radar cruise control, and you can set it by the other buttons on here. The mode button down here will switch between different stations on the radio, and on the left hand side you have the buttons to control, to change the center thing by your speedometer. Got all different things. You can go through all different menus, and you have your phone control over here. And then on the actual cockpit, you got your fuel gauge, your speedometer with your rev counter, depends what kind of mode you put it in. You've got your temperature on here. This car has just under 21,000 miles on the clock. And on the left, you have the temperature. Right, let's go in the back and check out what the back seats are like, very briefly, and then we'll go check out the boot. And the back seats are absolutely brilliant. Check this out. First of all, just look at it. Just look at this. You have a monitor, big, beautiful monitor, which we'll discuss in a second. You control it from there. And the seats are recliner seats. They're soft plush leather. Oh, now this is my driving position. To be honest, it's not as spacious as other cars like the Mercedes and the BMW. But I really think the quality back here is better than the Germans. It's my opinion. I think in America in general, the Americans find the Lexus are better than the Germans, but the Europeans find that the Europeans are better than the Japanese. Right, in the center you got this center console here, you got the armrest. Obviously it opens the same way as the front. You have a button on the right and a button on the left, and inside you have some USB sockets, 12-volt sockets, and other, you got an HDMI. Look at that, wow, HDMI, that's probably for the TV monitors. Right, you turn on the screen from the home button and you can control all different things from this little screen. I'm not going to go into all of them. What we'll do is we'll take the seat, and let us take the left seat so that you can see what I'm doing here. And what you can do is they recline. Look at that. They recline. Obviously the passenger seat will go all the way forward to give you loads of room, but you control it from these buttons over here. Isn't that brilliant? Over here you got some cup holders. You lift this up and there's not much here, to be honest. This is not really for 3 passengers. You have a very, very big exhaust tunnel on this car. In the center we have a CD player, and there's not really much more back here. It's just a nice place to be. It's a very, very comfortable place. You get vanity mirrors on this car. That's nice. For the back seat, coat hook, Mark Levinson speakers. But one thing that is nice, and I think is better than the Germans, is the comfort of these seats. They are so soft and comfortable. Wow, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Let's check out the boot. Being it's a hybrid, it's not going to be as spacious as its competitors because it does have batteries back here, but the boot is okay. It's a decent size. The Germans do make a bigger boot, but this is alright. You have latches to secure your shopping to all over the place. It's alright, nothing special, nothing to, yeah, it's nothing special, the boot. It's alright, regular boot, what can I say? There's nothing to say about it, so I'm not going to say anything. Electronically operated. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Please feel free to give it a like. What we're going to do is we're going to take it for a short point of view test drive around the back streets of the area that I'm in, which is currently Stamford Hill, London. That was the seatbelt, by the way. That, what I promise you that was the seatbelt. Okay, let's go. Drive, indicator, mirrors, and we're off. Whoa! This car is so comfortable. The steering is so light. Honestly, it's as light as the Rolls Royce I drove the other day. Oh, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. This car has a head-up display. It's so quiet and comfortable. Wow, casually. I used to have a LS400, I think it was, and I had the LS430. This is the LS500. There's obviously a lot of similarities to the previous generation models, but they have come such a long way since those cars back in the 90s. This is a beautiful drive, beautiful. Oh, yeah, if you want to put your foot down and it moves. Wow. And you know what, for being such a big car, it doesn't feel like the size it is. And this car is huge. It's absolutely huge, this one. The indicator sounds a little bit dated. I've heard better indicator sounds. Obviously it's got sensors all over the place. There's another thing I like about this car, by the way, and I noticed it before, so I'm just going to pull over for a second and try and remember how to show you how to do it. Reverse camera, obviously, and that is, let me put it back into park. Oh, that's right, so it's down here. So obviously it's got electric operated seats, but it's got this feature. Check this part here. Don't look at my stomach, right? Watch what happens. Where is it? No, that's the lumbar. It's this one here. Look at that. I love that. I love that. I feel like I'm sitting on a sofa. That is such a good feature. That's such a brilliant, so thoughtful. I'm telling you, Lexus, well done to you. Huh. Yeah, this is a lovely car. I'd highly recommend it. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Rykar in Stamford Hill for letting me take it for a little drive, give it a short review. They supply luxury cars at a very big discount. Go check them out. I'll put the details in the description below. And I just want to thank you again for watching this video, and have a good day.